and welcome everyone. This is Minu at AngloLink. This is the 7th video in our series Learn the Tenses and the second video about future tenses. In the first video we looked at the differences between will and going to, and in this video we're going to look at the use of the present continuous tense, that's I'm doing, for a future action and contrast it with going to. By watching these two videos, you will have a good understanding of the three main forms that are used in English to speak about future actions. So, when you're ready, let's begin. Right, let's start and contrast going to future with present continuous with a future time marker. First of all, just a brief reminder of the formulation of the two forms. Going to future, I'm going to do it, you're going to do it, he's going to do it, etc. And present continuous, but this time including a future time marker, I'm doing it tomorrow, you're doing it tomorrow, he's doing it tomorrow, etc. Okay, let's move on to usage now. Let's start with the second usage of the going to future that we looked at in the previous video. As you remember, the second usage was talking about a decision or a plan made before the time of speaking. Let's look at some examples. My friend wants to see the town, and I've decided to show her around. I'm going to show her around. She has decided to study at college. She's going to study psychology. He is planning to seek legal advice. He's made a decision. He's going to see his lawyer sometime next week. They want to discuss the matter. So they've decided to have a meeting. They're going to meet soon. Notice they are all personal decisions or plans before the time of speaking. Let's have a look at when we use the present continuous plus a future time marker then. We use this formulation when it's not just your personal plan or decision, but an arrangement or an appointment. It's something you can put in your diary now. Let's take the same contexts and see how the tense changes. So, this time you've made an appointment with your friend to show her around the town. To indicate this, you use the present continuous and say when this is happening in the future. I'm showing her around this afternoon. In the second example, she has now registered at college. It's like an appointment, an arrangement. So we switch to the present continuous. She is studying psychology next year. Let's look at the third example. He has made an appointment with his lawyer. He is seeing him next Tuesday. And the fourth example, they have now scheduled a meeting. It's arranged, it's fixed. They're meeting at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So notice how appointments and arrangements have been made and are now fixed in the future. Let's look at the two tenses together and compare. So, going to, for plans and decisions, usually personal, before the time of speaking, and present continuous, including a future time marker for appointments and arrangements. I'm going to show her around the town. It's my plan, my decision. I'm showing her around the town this afternoon. I have an appointment with her. She is going to study psychology. That's her decision. She is studying psychology at college next year. She is not registered for it. He is going to see his lawyer next week. That's what he's planning. He's meeting his lawyer on Tuesday. He has an appointment with him now. They're going to meet again soon. They've decided that. They're meeting at 1 o'clock tomorrow. They have made an appointment for this meeting. Right, in a dialogue, you want to ask your question with either form. You can ask about their personal plans or about their arrangements. And they can choose the form that best fits their answer. They will tell you whether it's just a plan or an arrangement. So you can say, "What are you going to do tomorrow?" Or, "What are you doing tomorrow?" If they have an arrangement, they can answer with the present continuous. For example, "I'm visiting my parents." Or, "I'm playing tennis with a colleague." If they only have personal plans or decisions, they will answer with the going to form. For example, "I'm going to finish my homework." Or, "I'm going to tidy up my room." Note that it's best to avoid saying "What will you do tomorrow?" unless you follow it with an if. What will you do tomorrow if you finish your work early? There's one more point to mention to you. That's about timetables. If your arrangement involves an external timetable, then you need to use the present simple to speak about it. Let's look at some examples. For example, what are you doing tomorrow, next week, etc.? Let's say someone says, "I'm flying to Geneva." And there's a timetable, there's a flight timetable. He or she will have to say, "My flight leaves at 11 a.m. We're going to a concert next Saturday. To give the time the concert begins, we switch to present simple. The concert begins at 8 p.m. Let's look at another arrangement. She's watching a movie with us this evening. To give the time the movie begins, we switch to present simple. The movie starts at 7:30. Another arrangement. They're arriving by train tomorrow afternoon. To give the timetable of the train, switch to present simple. Their train arrives at 3:15 p.m. Right, it's time to do some exercises. Obviously, a common mistake can be using the present continuous instead of going to, and vice versa. So let's look at some situations and see which sentence sounds better to you. First example, someone says, "Have you booked an appointment with your dentist?" What's better to answer? yes, I'm going to see him tomorrow morning, or yes, I'm seeing him tomorrow morning. Well, as it's an appointment, option B is better. Present continuous with the future time marker. Yes, I'm seeing him tomorrow morning. Let's look at another example. Someone asks you, what are your plans for this summer? What is a better answer? I'm going to redecorate my house, or I am redecorating my house. Well, it's your personal plan, you haven't made any arrangements, so A is more appropriate here. I'm going to redecorate my house. Next example. Someone asks, what are you doing this evening? Would you say, I'm going to have dinner with Jane? Or, I'm having dinner with Jane? B sounds better, because it's an appointment with Jane. She knows about it. And our last example. Is the light broken? What's the most appropriate answer here? Yes, the electrician is going to come tomorrow to fix it. Or, yes, the electrician is coming tomorrow to fix it. B definitely sounds better, because you have an appointment with the electrician. He's told you he's coming. Okay, let's finish our review of the future tenses by looking at this table that summarizes the uses of will, going to, and be doing. Will for a decision at the time of speaking, going to for a decision before the time of speaking, and be doing for an arrangement or an appointment. And will for uncertainty, with expressions like I think, maybe, probably, and going to for certainty, with expressions like I'm sure, I'm certain, definitely. Please remember that these are guidelines for you to be able to choose the most appropriate form in each situation. Of course, sometimes both forms work equally well. But really, only a native speaker would know that instinctively. As a non-native speaker, it is useful to follow these guidelines that allow you to be really confident in choosing the future forms. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video about future tenses and the previous one. As you know, what you need to do next is to go on our website, anglolink.com, read the explanations again, and do the exercises to reinforce all these points. And I'd just like to say thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye now.